What's up, you guys? I hope y'all had a happy Thanksgiving. I'm just here to talk about Gen Z. Gen Z has a problem. A lot of Gen Z is experiencing a whole lot of financial difficulty. A lot of them are working from paycheck to paycheck. They are the working poor. And I know a lot of people say that Gen Z have bad attitudes. They don't keep jobs. They don't give 2 weeks notice. They just don't have a motivation to work jobs anymore. And it's very difficult working with Gen Z. That's what y'all say, but I believe in Gen Z. I have a Gen Z daughter. I have Gen Z nieces and nephews, and I can kind of see how they feel. For you all who don't know, I'm Regina, and I'm very passionate about the working class. And I like to look at the working class from all perspectives. So let's look at Gen Z. Gen Z is the age group between 12 and 27. They grew up during the pandemic. Gen Z is very gifted in technology, and Gen Z is very creative when it comes to working from home, making money from apps. Gen Z is very different from Gen X. They're very creative. They like different things. They're very passionate about their goals and their self-care and really doing things that speaks to their soul. That's just how they operate. They're not like Gen X. Me, I'm Gen X. I'm from the Gen X generation, so I can speak to Gen X because a lot of us, we are programmed to work jobs for 25 and 35 years. And nothing is wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. But Gen Z, they're not used to that. They're not used to working the same position for 25 and 35 years. They like growth. They like learning new things. They're very innovative. Gen Z like to have work, life, and balance. They're not used to working at these jobs for that long without any growth and not seeing the fruit of their reward. So let's talk about momentum and motivation. What is causing Gen Z to not want to work like the rest of us? First of all, I think it's an insult to people's intelligence. Gen Z, Gen X, all of us, I think it's an insult to our intelligence to go to school for 12 years. You get your high school diploma. Then they say, go ahead and get your degree. Get your bachelor's degree. And hey, if you get a master's degree, baby, you really doing good. You're going to be making a whole lot of money with that master's degree. And while you at it, get the credentials that go with that degree. Like you may have to get a license or a certification. A lot of degrees have certifications that you have to have. I'm a social worker. I'm a licensed social worker, so I have to get a license to perform social work. Gen Z feels like jobs are insulting their intelligence because I've gained all of this that you told me to gain, and I'm only making $5 or $6 above minimum wage. Yes, that's what I said. They're not making a whole lot of money because inflation is so high that it feels like they're making minimum wage. And so that's insulting to their intelligence. That's why they quit. They are a generation that's used to being creative. And so when you're working a job with all of these credentials and you're performing a job that's not allowing you to be creative, not paying you enough, not allowing you to take off when you need to, when you're sick, don't care about your future because jobs now, they don't provide pensions anymore. So that doesn't give them any motivation. They may provide a 401k, but we all know that that 401k money runs out. It's nothing there at these jobs now to keep them motivated. So that's why they find their own way doing side hustles and working through these apps, doing Grubhub, doing Instacart, working for Amazon, working for Walmart. That's why they're doing that. And it's a lot of people with degrees doing these independent contract jobs because they have nothing to look forward for in these corporations. And that's insulting to their intelligence. I don't invest all of this time to just make enough money to survive. I can't even buy the food that I want at the grocery store. I can't even get me a house because the interest rate is so high. But I have invested all of this money and time. When I graduated with my bachelor's degree in social work, I got me a nice apartment. It was a nice apartment with a pool and an event center. You could walk around. It was very nice fitness center. It was a very nice community. Guess how much I paid for that apartment, y'all? $430. That was in 1998. But it's not like that anymore. You can't get a nice apartment for $430. It may be $1,200 or more here in Alabama, but if you living in California or somewhere, it's even higher than that. And Gen Z, they have all of this education, all of this technology experience. They are not making enough money to live somewhere nice. So I lived in my apartment for a couple of years, got my first house at 26 in a very nice neighborhood, me and my husband. It was a 3-bedroom, 2 baths. I can still see that house. It had a lot of room downstairs. The den was fire. It was beautiful. It was big. It was spacious. My kitchen was big. Guess how much I paid mortgage then? I think it was like 2000 or 2001. I paid $630 here in Alabama. That was affordable then. And my credit was good. So Gen Z, if you listen and try to keep your credit good, that's going to help you. Gen Z can't experience that anymore. I see a lot of people living together now because they can't afford to live on their own. Companies, they don't offer the pensions anymore. It's very insulting. It's very sad. Everything is going up. People can afford the apartment, but they can't even afford to heat the apartment or heat up the house because everything is extremely high. And then if you're not working from home, you have to commute to a job that's 25 or 30 miles out, and that costs gas, and gas is extremely high now. I remember when gas was 99 cents, when it was $1.07. Not anymore. It's double and triple of that, and especially if you live in California. A lot of jobs now are very antiquated and very rigid. They don't value people anymore. They don't value work-life balance. They want you to work hard and give you less. And that's why Gen Z quit. They said that they would rather work independent contract jobs or gig jobs just to survive now. So what do you all think? Do you all have any Gen Z kids or have any advice for them? And I hear a lot of them say that they're not going to have kids because they don't want their kids coming into this world, because they feel like the world is so bad and there's just not enough opportunities for people. What makes Gen Z so different than Gen X is that they know what they want from the gate. They can already know if they're going to like a job or not. If the job does not speak to their soul, if they're not passionate about it, they're probably not going to stay there. Now, Gen X, we will stay there until the job closed down. That's just how we were built. That's how we were taught. We're going to work through it and push through it because we got to pay that mortgage. We got bills to pay. We got kids. And that's just how we were taught, to just take a licking and keep on ticking. And that's work ethic. But Gen Z, they don't see it like that. If it doesn't speak to them, they're not going to do it. They're going to walk out. They're going to quit until they find something that they're passionate about. So what do you all think? Do you all have any advice to give to Gen Z? Now, if I was starting all over again, I would do a whole lot of things different. After I graduated from college, I would have stayed at home for another 3 to 4 years and saved me some money and had a good savings account because my parents weren't pushing me out the house. I would have stayed there and stacked that money. But I got married at 23 years old and I wanted to get out and be grown and just have my own life, and which nothing is wrong with that. But I'm just telling you, Gen Z, if you have the opportunity stay with your parents or grandparents for 3 to 4 years and save you some money, do that. Because living paycheck to paycheck is not a good feeling, and you're always going to be depressed and sick from living that type of lifestyle. That creates stress and anxiety. Also, I would say to you all, younger generation, Gen Z, millenniums, get you some whole life insurance when you start working, because that insurance, it makes money. It grows over time. You make money off the interest. Do that. Get that type of whole life insurance. Don't get the term, get the whole life. Get you an insurance based off dividends. I wish I would have known about this insurance sooner, because I didn't. There's insurance that you can make a whole lot of money off. My daughter has one. I want to make sure that she has something. So make sure you look into insurances that make money for you. I don't know the specific name, but make sure you all look them up, because nobody told me about this. A lot of people gatekeep information and they don't want people to have it. So make sure you all look that up. And let's, support our Gen Z children. And we want them to succeed. If you all have any comments or advice, drop them in the comments. Drop them respectfully. Don't come in the comments being negative, because I will block you. But make sure you all give some good advice for Gen Z. And let me all know your experiences. What have you experienced? What has been your experience working in the workforce as a Gen Z? But that's all I have, you guys. I will see you all on the next one. You all be blessed and shine bright.